let me help myself. Michael Phelps, swimming in the evening.
What's up, y'all? Street therapy, Street Talks with Street Therapy, man. We here with a new setup, new concept. If you've been following the movement, you know what's going on. And today, it's Tuesday, and we're doing a new little spin, new little concept, Temptation Tuesday, so we're going to talk about that. But before we start off, y'all, we're going to do a check-in. I'm TJ. Today, I'm feeling good and abundance.
Yeah, I'm trying locked in.
I'm Sam. I'm calm.
I'm JC, and I'm feeling swell. I'm feeling good today.
So, that's the crew, y'all. As y'all see it, this is Street Therapy. We going up. Today we doing Temptation Tuesdays. Y'all ever dealt with temptations before? I mean, I don't even know.
I'm sure we all have.
Yeah.
Man, I don't even think some people even know what temptation is.
So what is temptation?
So, I got a couple of definitions for you all and take it as it resonates. Temptation is the desire to have or do something, often something wrong or unwise, despite knowing it is not right or advisable. And then there's also a definition that says temptation is the desire to act on short-term urges for enjoyment, even if it threatens long-term goals.
That's heavy. That's heavy. So if you ain't know what temptation means, you know what temptation means now. So what sometimes we all dealt with temptations, if you don't mind sharing.
Well, off the rip, it goes to something so negative, and I don't even know if I should share it. Like,
Right.
I
oh my
mean,
goodness.
throw it out there.
Throw it out there.
Got to. That is the first thing we think of when we think
Something
temptation. Something negative.
Something negative.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was a time, I'm so better than this. I know I am. But it was with my kid's dad. I was so mad, and it was just like in the moment, like urge. With me, when I be angry, when I used to get angry, it just turns to like I have to go get that, like have to go get that off my chest. And it's just so regretful right after. So that's a temptation I shouldn't have, This is a small example.
Another temptation. What did you say? Small urges to mess up longevity.
Urges for enjoyment,
Uh-huh.
even if it threatens long-term goals.
Right. One of my biggest temptations is money. Sometimes I let money dictate, everything. I be like if it ain't about no money, then it ain't right. So it's like sometimes. Well, I'm not even gonna say sometimes. Well, I used to take a lot of risk for money about the temptations of not having it or not being caught up with everybody else. So I feel like money was my biggest temptation.
My biggest temptation would probably be, I don't know, I say acceptance, if that makes sense. I'm always feeling like, I don't know, not like nobody cares or nothing, but trying to get that feel like you are important, you do matter. That's one of my temptations. Or one of my old temptations.
Right? Because it's stuff that we're trying to overcome. So it's a lot of old temptations, and we still dealing with new temptations. What about you, son?
I'm a digger.
A digger?
Yeah,
Like
my temptation, I always gotta get down to the truth. Like I
You get
will,
detective type time.
detective type time, and it just I can't help it. Once I feel something in my intuition, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know why this coming up weird about me, but the other night I had a dream.
Them dreams be hitting. I'm not gonna lie.
I had a dream that one of my was, and it was real.
Are you the type to wake up and be like,
Yeah,
feel
fuck it, I
that?
gotta go see.
Oh my god. And
So I went to go
feel those
see,
emotions?
and it revealed right what the fuck, and it was okay, you feel me?
Damn.
But I gotta know, and I always find out. But it's just to knowing the truth, so I just start digging,
You're a digger. So how does that help you?
I mean, it don't. I mean, in a way, it make me follow my intuition. You feel
Do
me?
fulfilling your temptations help you?
It depends. Is the
Yeah,
temptation a negative
Right,
one or
if it's a
positive
negative or
one?
positive. I feel like me digging is, especially if I feel like if I'm coming to you with something and you giving me like you give me a truth, but you give me a half truth, and I know you're giving me a half truth, I'm saying in the back of my mind, my intuition is always telling me like, yeah, such and such and such. So I'm going to go do such and such and such until I find out such and such, which always made me big to I was right. But it helps me move accordingly.
So it's like a good and bad
Yeah.
type thing.
Or depending on your action. Action tells
And that's,
everything.
you know,
how you
facts.
move. Yeah, I could easily like, oh yeah, I could have went and hit the leg. But I didn't.
Some ways that I fight temptation. It depends on if the temptation is negative or positive. If we talking about like a positive one, I don't think I'm fighting temptation, am I? I mean, I don't think I'm fighting a positive temptation. But at times it can though. I don't know how to really put that. Because sometimes I be taking on a lot of tasks. So I be getting like overwhelmed. But I be burning myself out without knowing I'm burning myself out. So by the time I really know I'm burnt out, it be too late. And then I say like a negative one would be a negative temptation probably would be like I don't know. It's times like I feel like the outside world kind of drives me insane at times because I don't really I like social media, but I don't really like social media because as I get older, I understand the dynamic of it. It's like it fulfills people's eyes and perspective. And not saying there's nothing wrong with it, but sometimes it makes people forget to appreciate actual life, if that makes sense. Feel me? And I'm not like a keeping up with Jones type of person, but it's just understanding, like, you know, everybody want to feel, you feel me? Everybody want to feel loved. Everybody want to have a good time. Everybody want to feel normal. Most importantly, I feel like, but, yeah, I feel like that's a constant battle. Somebody has said to me, it's called FOMO. And I'm like, what? What you mean FOMO? Like a phobia? Basically, FOMO, it ain't nothing, but it's just another way of saying, what is it, the acronym of fear of missing out. Literally, that's all it really is. You're afraid to miss things, you know? Not even to say, like, for me, I feel like life is moving at a rapid pace. A lot of things are happening, like, before my eyes, and everything is televised, so it's like, you could think you're doing so good and you working so hard to do something, you feel me? But you get on social media and then your mind like kind of spent because you're seeing so many things from different perspectives, but it's making you forget to appreciate and value what you got going on within.
I feel like, yeah, and then even with that though, you are still at your own pace and doing that, making an accomplishment that you've made, but just with social media, like you said, it makes you forget. Like, I don't know, with social media, we have to realize that people are at their own pace. You know, like everybody's at their own pace. The accomplishments you have, you've reached. The accomplishment I have, you so it's different like levels to it. So that's the part that we have to remember and like understand on every level, like the comparing and all that.
So basically, you're saying temptation come from people.
I wouldn't say the temptation necessarily comes from
I feel
people.
like it's people, places, and things.
Yeah, like it can vary.
Temptation is, I feel like temptation lies in yourself because you have no control over what I'm tempted, how I'm tempted to spend my money. You have no control over how I'm tempted to eat a certain. You see what I'm saying? So that's just it lies within me, and self, and knowing what I'm capable of, and knowing how powerful I am to like say no to. Because I know I'm vegan, so that's the temptation is eating something that has something dairy in it. You have no control over that. So
That's a strong temptation. Like I feel like temptation also comes with discipline.
facts.
Because kind of like how you said, like even being a vegetarian, like that's a crazy type
For
of
sure.
discipline, like and type of temptation. Because it's food, fast food everywhere.
And
It's the
stuff in
summertime
everything.
cookout, so it's like you know. And then like you said, it is meats and stuff and everything. So that's a temptation. Not wanting to be like, yeah, I'm about to go fuck up a burger real quick. You
I
know
don't
what I'm
mean to
saying?
cut your wisdom, but people were like, I've been vegan for like 6 years, so it's really nothing to me. But when I started, people be like, well, how do you do it? And then literally, it's like a mind thing. So maybe that answers my question with temptation. It's literally like if you have a reason, like you have kids, so it's like you won't do certain things because of, oh, I have my daughter to look at too. So it's like with me not eating a certain way, I have my reasons, and they're pretty strong. You know what I'm saying? So that's Yeah, that's how I fight my temptation. I guess that was a question you asked.
Yeah. Shout out to the vegan culture, y'all.
Shout out to the vegans.
Yeah, for real. I feel like I don't know. Social media definitely is probably like our number one temptation, like in all communities, all aspects of the world right now. That's like the biggest influencer right now.
Because we're consuming it, we see it, we hear it.
I wouldn't even just about to cut you off,
Right.
but I wouldn't even just say social. I would say media.
Literally, when you
Media,
said
period.
that, I was thinking commercials, the music, everything,
News.
everything, literally. And it shapes our DNA. It shapes like it's so real and it's scary. Like listening to certain things, that's what we're consuming. People think we consume it's just like food. I'm consuming when I'm seeing you. I'm consuming when I'm hearing you. I'm consuming when everything. I don't mean to go off topic, but with the kids on our blocks, they're consuming. It's really shaping them. Imagine waking up every day what we have, seeing abandoned buildings, seeing trash every day, and seeing broken glass, seeing guys in the corner. That's shaping. So I don't know. I think that connects to temptations too. Because if I'm a young black boy
Yeah, it
and I'm
does.
seeing that's all I see, I'm like, well, I guess that's what I'm gonna do. So how do I fight that temptation as a black boy?
And consumption starts from the womb, like you said. But all your senses come from right there when you're a baby. Even that temptation starts right there. Whatever
Oh, facts, yeah.
she was saying, I can't even get the word. Whatever you are,
What, continue?
no, like, talking about
I hate when it happens. I be stuck in words.
when you in the belly and you listening, they talk like
Yeah,
you
I
using
feel-
your fine senses, but whatever, like being a product of your environment, whatever your parents consume, you're consuming it as well. Is what I'm saying. So
And that's
whatever,
scientifically
whatever,
proven.
exactly. So whatever that's going on at that time, that's exactly what's being all given to you while you're in the belly. Is what I'm saying. So when
And
you
it
come
don't
out,
stop when you come
right?
out
So
the
when you
belly,
come
just
out, a lot of
keep happening.
things like what you hear or what your mom not doing, or whether she not rubbing it, or whether she not talking to you, whether she not giving you the proper food, all that stuff got something to do while you're in the womb. But when you're born, that's why people got some type of disability sometimes too, because of things that happen at birth or
Right.
while they being development. That's what I'm going for. Yeah.
Man, your temptation can be developing. That's heavy.
With our peers, our friends.
Drug habits, what? I was a crack baby. I don't know about none of y'all, but I'm just saying, like,
No, it's so funny though you say that though, because I tell people I grew up in a high box. People looking at me like, well, what you mean? Like, one of my first memories is not to say it like in a bad way, but one of my first memories, somebody was literally, I was in a crowd, hot boxing. So I feel like
At what age?
5, like, yeah, 5.
Go ahead, finish because that really it touches me because when you say first memory, I'm a mom of 2. Y'all know I got a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old. But first memories are like so important to me. Like, what are my kids gonna remember their first memories? So go ahead.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, not like that, but I just feel like life is like an yeah, unfortunate, but fortunate. But I don't know. I ain't gonna say it was like a movie or nothing like that, but I feel like it was hereditary to me after that because it was something that was passed along with me. Like I watched my father, like his temptation was like smoking weed, like chain smoke. So it's normal to us towards the point it's like that's what we fuel off, but we're not letting it control us, but to some degree it has
To
control
some
over
degree,
us.
it does have control. And to go back, it's not hereditary, but it's generational, and generational curses can be broken. So.
Mhm. That's good that you say that because now I really want us to get into what are ways we can basically prevent the negative temptations or break the curses and stuff like that that's affecting our generations because the curses it's crazy that you say curses because it's the cycle. You know what I'm saying?
It's
We
a
all are being met
cycle.
with the same temptations.
Literally.
Like and then the person, shout out Lean, we just interviewed Lean and he was met with a lot of different temptations due to his situation and his outcome was a lot different than the regular guy that might have a similar story. So it's like kind of go back to what you said earlier. You was like, well, temptations got to be people, but it's like it's people, places, and things for the temptations, because in his environment, he could have, did a different type of temptation or been met with something different, but he chose different within his environment. So it's like now we have to in street therapy, we come up with solutions for some of these problems that people don't talk about. And temptations is one of the ones that we don't talk about, right? We just let the cycle continue, and we don't even identify, like, no, that he's dealing with a temptation that was passed down from what he's seen or what he dealt with or
Right.
what he heard.
And had no
Or
control
let's
over
not
it
just
at a
say
young
he, though,
age.
let's also include our females that's dealing with
Right.
this same
Oh
type
yeah,
of
most
temptations
definitely.
in a different shade, in a
Different
different light,
aspect.
because
Yeah.
shout out to women's wellness as well, because women deal with temptations and traumas different than what men and boys deal with it. Y'all stories and traumas come different and comes out different than what ours come out,
And that's why I feel like it's a beautiful thing when we come together, you know, and like really share stories. And like that was powerful. Me sitting there for the first time on your interview,
Right.
and him talking. I'm like listening to a black man like perspective on life, like how y'all grew up. Yeah, we probably live the same, but our perspective and how we took that was two different like movies, like
Yeah,
literally, and that's crazy.
literally.
So it's a beautiful thing,
But
and I
you
think this
know,
is powerful.
you know what it makes me think of? Because we just had organized training yesterday. What is it, colonialism or colonism?
It was colonialism.
Colonialism.
Yeah.
And when I say
Colonialism was
that,
the other thing.
right, so when I say that, right, because even when they bring us back to like capitalism and things being capitalized, if you really pay attention, it's like, it's almost like, I look at temptations like just as much as we responsible for temptations, is just as much as society is responsible for implementing those temptations
Oh
onto us.
yeah, thanks.
You see what I'm saying? So I feel like in a lot of cases, it's like it's
Society
this
is made up of
agenda.
people.
You feel me?
It's agenda for sure.
Yeah, it's
Girl,
like
boys down to
agenda.
people.
Yeah, it's like an agenda set up to literally make young black
People.
boys, young black women keep, facing some of the same repeated cycles. And the thing that I'm starting to really, 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 really understand from all of this is the only way to step outside of it is to literally be open minded. And the thing about society with temptations is they do everything to make sure that we stay closed minded.
Right.
We were really, this will go forward, so y'all gotta stop me. But literally the boxes, literally what you just said, scientifically proven. And that agenda that you said that they had and planned for us since the 1800s, they sat around a table just like this, and they like brainstormed how they can stop us, how they can keep us inside that box that you just spoke about. It's
Facts.
so crazy.
Facts.
And it's all in the book, so we just gotta keep reading and reading and reading and reading because it's in the books.
Reading is fundamental,
It's in the
y'all.
books. They're not like it's in the books.
And also, it's an old saying from like segregation times. Like, if you want to find some information or don't let black people know something, put it in a
In a
book or
book.
something
Yeah,
like that.
and yo,
That
they
is
would
the number
literally
one
tell you
saying.
exactly
Yeah.
what they're doing. Like,
Mhm.
this is the plan, the school system, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Read that shit out. Like, we not gonna read it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's disrespectful. I take it as disrespect. Like, when they put it in the movies, it's just like, they put it in our face, but they know we're not gonna do shit about it.
Right.
Excuse my French. They know we're not gonna, like, move on it.
Yeah.
That's why they keep disrespecting me. And putting it on my TV, how they disrespected me.
So, what's some solutions, y'all, for these temptations? How can we gain some of this power back in our community dealing with these temptations for our generation, and then for our generation that's under us, and even the generation that's under them? Because the cycle is not going to stop. People not going to stop making babies, and kids not going to stop growing up.
Well, for one, I say distractions and redirection. So basically, meaning focus on like different stuff, like faith. Go find something else to do outside. Like, start learning what triggers you. Remove yourself from stuff that don't serve you no purpose. You feel me? It's just like I feel like we all supposed to have different mindsets and different values. Like, that we need to implement each other and in ourselves. Last time I told me earlier, hold each other accountable. And I told him, no, I'm just gonna hold myself accountable. We don't know how to talk of shit. But I mean, stuff like that. We gotta do stuff like that.
I say more like that was good, but more organizations like for the young. Cause like it's kids in my block, they really are screaming out for help. Like literally, they be at the corner. They came to my house like 2 weeks ago. Had a little crate out there that was been supposed to go in the trash. They knocked on the door. I'm like the block after the block. I'm like the mom and shit. They knocked on the door like, can we use the cart? They took it and they're selling stuff at the corner. That's beautiful, but that shows that they're bored and they're like screaming out for help.
Yeah.
So they need more. So I feel like more.
Shout out to them,
Stuff
man.
like
They
this.
hustling.
No, thanks. Y'all, 20th and Sesquiu, Rod Pads, I got chips, and they had a pair of forces out there the other
Oh,
day.
yeah.
Literally, like
Young boys.
I always buy something because I love that. It gives me like
Oh,
my
right.
soul.
Yo, we be there.
Yes,
We coming.
pull
We
up,
gonna
'cause
buy
they
y'all
really
out,
hustlers.
support
They be at the corner
y'all.
like, yeah, we got this size 9.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Facts.
shout out to them, man.
So they just need more. They literally need more. Like when you say go outside and find something, they'll find something, but it won't be positive. So we need more.
Right.
We have to educate ourselves.
In order to give to our young.
And we also have to take initiative. And what I mean when I say take initiative, we cannot keep banking on other people to save us. That means, and I'm not saying, oh, don't call the cops if you dying. Don't call the ambulance if something wrong. But we have to get to the stage where people, especially young people have to start understanding that creating these foundations, especially sustainable foundations, within community, and not just within community, but for all purposes, is opening up a door for us that hasn't been open before. Because one thing that I noticed is, I think one of the ball, well, not LaMelo Ball and them dad, whatever, he just spoke on it, and it's something that I kind of really could relate to. Because he said something along the lines like, you pay attention to white people, all white people are in cahoots. All by families.
No, yeah.
See what I'm saying? Even if it's just family. You're tripping. You don't think half of these people are in cahoots with each other and they don't own half of the damn world.
Yeah, because they realize it's something that we don't.
So when it really make me think about it, it's like, how can we get to the point where we understand, all right, we create these foundations, we create businesses, our own school systems, our own prisons. No prisons, I'm sorry. I'll take
Enough
that
of
back.
them.
Yeah, but
Return to sender.
Yeah,
Too far.
I say, but restorative justice, even
Restorative
just
integration.
Yeah, restorative integration, but taking different outlets and stepping outside of our comfort zone and understanding that, all right, this is how we create stability, but not only do we create stability, but this is how we create generational wealth.
Yeah.
Because
That's the real stability, yeah.
and the thing that I picked about LaMelo Ball when he said was, if you pay attention to all black people, 1,000 millionaires, it's 1,000 of us out here, but
it's a bunch of it.
half of us are in the cahoots, half of us are just rich and happy to be rich.
And giving it
And that's
back
it.
to the white people.
And then if you pay attention, they ain't doing nothing. But once again, this is why I say when it brings us to the propaganda, it's not doing anything but feeding them, because everything we listen to, everything we eat, all of these temptations that are oh so bad for us,
Thank you.
it's like we literally putting
It's
it
a
in the cycle
right back to them.
to do it to ourselves. So you think about it, if you starting from here, but the things that you listen to, the things you eat, the things that go on, it literally spins in your circle. It's like you paying for your own genocide. And once we start understanding paying for my own genocide, so you gotta
putting
stop.
it like that hurts. Clock that. Putting it like that hurts.
Because you
No,
gotta
yeah.
you gotta keep it real. We gonna
Yeah.
keep it real, because if you look at everything that we pour so much energy into,
So
it's
much.
like, and then you look at us and you look at the stuff that we do, even when it comes to restorative justice. Majority of the outside world, not saying like the outside world, but when it comes to the mix and all that, people could grasp, but a lot of people aren't understanding, like, bro, this not just no facade or just something that we don't know. It's a true understanding that, okay, if society has done all of this to us, how we play to get back. And that's what's making me realize, all right, bring me back to LaMelo Ball, the colonialism. It brings me all back, because that's all they're doing. They're literally coming inside of our homes, inside of our lands, inside of our communities, and literally shaping what we think. Off of power, economics, and influence. Literally, they're doing it by power. It's not like, they coming in an accent.
Yeah. They've been doing it for decades.
Decades,
centuries at this point.
But as we get older, we start to realize, it's like, all right, do we repeat these cycles, or do we start breaking out of them?
We start breaking out of them, but it's not enough people woke.
I was about to say, that's what I was
And
thinking.
it's
all
like,
the time.
we gotta base it back off, like, it's like from the beginning of time, black people had to live in fear. So it kind of go back to how when they was like said to me the other day when I was talking about the shout out to the black bottom, man. Make sure y'all do your history on the bottom. A lot of people running around claiming the bottom, but we don't even know nothing about the bottom. But it's kind of
the history.
yeah. So it's like kind of how like the black people lived in fear for so long. So it's like we gonna get our little money and we gonna hide because for so long the fear of the white man coming to take our stuff, not giving us our credit. We already psychologically are passing down to live in fear, to hide your money, hide your
Even
wealth.
that's a problem,
Not,
though.
you know, and
Because they like to keep you in fear. Because they
Exactly.
like to keeping you stuck. So we need to hop out of it.
Most definitely.
It's learned behavior. We coming. We
And
got
stop hating on each other. If
Stop
anything,
hating,
let's
Let's say Andrea.
feel me?
Let's motivate.
Yeah,
Let's
like,
connect.
Thanks.
It's
Let's
nothing
network.
wrong. It's nothing wrong with bro doing it big over here. And cause I just had this conversation with somebody today, and they wasn't like beefing or nothing, but it was the understanding to say, okay, it's definitely going to be different methods to things. It's definitely going to be different strategies, different ideologies, but it's not really about somebody saying, all right, I told you to take your right foot, and you ain't take your right foot, and then you ain't following the method. It's about understanding to get past the walk, period.
Right.
However it goes. And I feel like a lot of the times with us, when we starting to, as us as black people, black women, black men, where we collide a lot is we get so stuck on our methods, on what we think or what we believe in, not
That's
understanding
a
that.
closed-minded person. That's a fucked up place to be. Closed-minded. That's a terrible place to be.
You gotta open these doors if you want to see change.
All right. Anything else? Anybody want to pitch anything else? We getting ready to end it?
Closing thoughts. This was good.
Closing thoughts, any takeaways, any words of advice?
Educate yourself, bro. Take initiative. Like, there's one thing I'm starting to notice is there's nothing wrong with being weird, and there's nothing wrong with being positive. I looked at being positive for like the last 17, 18, 19 years. I'm 25. I can tell you at least a good 18, 17 of them years, society truly made me believe that it was weird to be positive or it was weird to be different.
I used to be in it. I'm still in it.
Yeah.
So, do you have influence, take initiative, and educate yourself?
I have some advice.
Good.
Advice for. Oh my bad. Let me see.
Oh, yeah, we got 3
Applying
minutes.
yourself. I've been applying myself lately, and it has been working, y'all. Like, shout out to me. I really feel a change. Like, yeah, I've been taking this mind and like standing up for me.
Yeah. And I'm going to definitely piggyback off of that because that's damn near basically what I was going to say. Apply yourself. Stay dedicated to whatever it is you got going on. Mission, dream, plan. Stay dedicated. Apply yourself. It's the only way you're going to see an outcome.
I mean, like I say every day, don't let people put you on a pedestal that you don't see yourself on.
Thanks. All right, y'all. So that's it for Street Therapy, man. Talk for Street Therapy. I'm TJ.
Sam.
I'm JC.
I'm Shine.
All right, y'all. We out. Tune up. Turn that up. Turn it up. Make sure y'all tune in, man.
For the
Deep Money
next
album out.
episode.
Peace.